So, I heard you like short, easy to understand and straight to the point guides. Here's everything you need to know about the level 50 tier 1 dungeon called Butcher's Canyon. If you prefer the written version of this guide, link will be in the description and pinned comment. As you spawn in, kill the Orc Key Administrator. Pick up the key, get on the elevator and activate it. When you reach the mini-boss Orc Shadow Elder, during the fight he will spawn shamans that will turn one random player into an exploding sheep. The best way is to move as far away as possible from the team, respawn and come back in. There will be 3 shamans each connected with a magical line. You need to hard CC 2 of the shamans and kill the third. Then repeat for the remaining 2 using stuns, silences and freezes. After that, let the tank lure everything on the bridge and start pushing things off. When you enter the boss area, you will notice 4 different pillars and a weird circular patterns on the ground. This is important for the mechanic. The boss follows the exact same predictable pattern all the way until the mechanic. Few normal attacks on the tank, followed with a fast blockable fury attack into dropping 3 meteors on 3 random players, few normal attacks, into another fast blockable fury attack, followed with a stomp that you need to jump over to avoid being hit, back to few normal attacks, into a third blockable fury attack, into a second round of 3 meteors on 3 random players. And then it's the mechanic time. The boss will yell and pull everyone in. Remember those 4 pillars I mentioned at the start? 2 of them will be blue and 2 will be red, each being opposite sides of one another. At the same time, the pattern on the ground turns into fire, which will stun you and deal damage. One player will be stunned in the center and you need to save that player by jumping over fire circles, getting to each red pillar and interacting with it. The pillars are always on the opposite sides, so the party should split by running 3 on each side. After you interact with both pillars, the stunned player gets released, the fire circles are removed, and everyone should be standing on the outside of the arena waiting for the boss to do AoE wipe. After that, the boss repeats the exact same normal patterns as mentioned before. This was the first mechanic. The second one is kinda similar. The boss pulls everyone in and turns one player into an exploding sheep. The 2 pillars that were blue during the first mechanic will now be red, so you can always predict which 2 will be red on the second mechanic. At each pillar there will be a shaman. The players need to pick only one red pillar and kill the shaman, as he will drop a cleanse that will remove the exploding sheep debuff, while at the same time transferring the sheep from player to player, until the third player gets it on the outer side and runs into the cleanse. The sheep transfer has a radius that extends beyond fire circles, but do not walk into them as you will get stunned and won't have enough time to run out from boss final wipe AoE. You can organize before the fight which player will stand in each safe circle between fire circles for each sheep transfer, and which players will DPS the shaman outside. After that, back to normal attack patterns. The boss repeats those 2 mechanics in turns. So after sheep transfer, there will always be a normal mechanic of activating red pillars. After 50% HP, the mechanics are the same, but the only difference is that 1/3 of the arena will be fully covered with fire. So you need to be careful how you exit out and which pillars are you picking. During the first mechanic, you only need 1 player on each pillar to save everyone in case some players get stuck jumping over. And that's it. Congratulations, you have successfully cleared the Butcher's Canyon dungeon. And you can now use 300 Abyss dungeon tokens to open the chest and get the loot. Since I helped you learn the dungeon and get the loot, feel free to help me by subscribing and interacting with this video by leaving a like and comment. If you are interested in watching the full boss fight without the commentary, click on the video on the left. And if you are interested in learning another dungeon, click the video on your right side.